Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great day. We are going to finish up the empty pot today and kind of go over the last little bit of it. Today, the last thing we are talking about is the central message. I want you to turn to page 57 in your book, and it's going to look like this. And we're going to talk about what a central message is. So quickly turn to page 57. When you are there, we will get started. So a central message, if you can put your finger under the word stories, we're going to read that. This is telling us what a central message is. Stories can teach us lessons about life. The message is a story's lesson. Thinking about events helps us find the message. So thinking about things that happened in the story, The Empty Pot, will help us learn what the lesson was. What was that central message? What did the author want us to learn? So, a couple ways we can figure that out are, one, what are the most important events in the story? So, the whole point of The Empty Pot was that the emperor wanted somebody to, he gave everybody a seed to grow a plant. And after 1 year, they were to bring back what they grew. So all the children brought back these beautiful plants and flowers, but Ping, his plant didn't grow. And we learned from the story that those other kids, did they use the seed the emperor gave them? Right, no. They didn't use the seed that the emperor gave them. Ping was the only one that was honest and brought back an empty flower pot because he wasn't able to grow anything. So I think that's probably the most important part of the empty pot. Let's look what else. It says, does a character solve a problem or do something hard or reach an important goal? So can you think of something hard Ping had to do? I can. Because I think it would be pretty hard and kind of embarrassing to take an empty pot to the emperor when all of your friends have these big, beautiful flowers. And Ping was supposed to be known for being such a good gardener and growing pretty plants. So I think that was pretty hard for him to be honest and take that empty pot to the emperor, knowing that was in his mind, he didn't think that's what the emperor wanted. And then it says, what lesson does the character learn? So, what lesson did Ping learn? Can you think of something? If you're saying right now that Ping was honest, and he learned that by being honest and taking that empty pot, he was able to become the emperor, then you're on the right track. So, we're going to flip just one page over to page 59. It's got a little picture of the empty pot up in the top corner. And I'm going to move, and we'll now use the printed out version just so it's easier for you to see, but your page looks just like mine. The central message. So let's get ready. I'm going to flip over, and we're going to read a little part of the book. All right, let's read a couple pages. We're trying to figure out what the central message is. What is it that Ping learned from the choices he made? The emperor asked him, why did you bring an empty pot? Ping started to cry and replied, I planted the seed you gave me and I watered it every day, but it didn't sprout. And I put it in a better pot with better soil, but it still didn't sprout. I tended it all year long, but nothing grew. So today I had to bring an empty pot without a flower. It was the best I could do. When the emperor heard these words, a smile slowly spread over his face, and he put his arms around Ping. Then he explained to one and all, I have found him. I have found the one person worthy of being emperor. Where you got your seed from, I do not know, for the seed I gave you had all been cooked, so it was impossible for any of them to grow. I admire Ping's great courage to appear before me with an empty truth, and now I reward him with my entire kingdom and make him emperor of all the land. Fair. So, what Ping was rewarded with the entire kingdom because he was what? Right, because he was truthful and told the truth. So, choose the 3 most important events in the story. The emperor. So we're thinking about the most important things in the story. All of these things happen in the story, but we want to pick the 3 most important events from the story. So the emperor loved birds and animals. That was there, but was that the most important thing? I don't think. Let's skip it and keep reading. Ping does his best, but his seed does not grow. Was that pretty important? I would say so. All right. The children put on their best clothes. Do you think that was the most important thing? Let's keep reading and see. I don't know. Maybe. Ping tells the truth about his empty pot. So is that pretty important? He tells the truth to the emperor about his empty pot? I would say so. I'm going to put a check next to that one. The last one says, the emperor gives Ping his kingdom. Was that pretty important? Was that a big deal in the story? I would say so. So those are what I think do the 3 most important things. Ping does his best, but his seed doesn't grow. Is one. Ping tells the truth about his empty pot. Yes. And then the emperor gives Ping his kingdom. So which of those was the message? Which of those, all of those together make our central message? What was the lesson that we learned from that story? That if you are what? If you are honest and you tell the truth, then that's the right thing to do, even when it's hard. So it's really, really important to always tell the what? Right, the truth, even when it's hard to do. So Ping learns to tell the truth, even when it's hard. Our hint was, what does Ping learn? And I definitely think he learned to tell the truth even when it's hard. What am I missing at the end of my sentence? Very good, a period. So the message, what we were taught, that central message or that lesson we learned was that it is, he learned to tell the truth even when it's hard. And that's something we all need to learn, that sometimes we might get in trouble, like Ping didn't, but in school or when your parent or an adult asks you something, like if you did something, you might get in trouble, but you're going to be in more trouble if you don't tell the truth. All those kids gave up getting the chance to be the emperor because they weren't honest. They didn't tell the truth. So it's so important to be honest and make sure that people are able to trust you and believe what you say. So that is a really important lesson for us all to learn. The last thing I want you to do today is you are going to turn over, it's just 2 pages over to page 61 and 62. We are going to take a little 61 and 62. We're going to take a Unit 1 check-in. So it's kind of just a little assessment about the empty pot. I will stay on and read through the assessment for you if you would like to take it with Miss Anthony, or if you would like an adult in your house to read the assessment to you, you may do that. But just make sure that if an adult at your house is reading it, that they can read any of the words to you, but I need to know, you need to answer the questions on your own. I need you to answer it so I know what you have learned this week. All right, so if you want to have an adult at your house read the test for you, go right ahead and you can end this video. Or if you want to stay on with me, I will read the quiz to you. We're on page 61. I will read through the question 2 times. You're going to circle one answer. So either A, B, or C. You will make a circle around just the answer that you want to pick, okay? Listen closely as your teacher reads, then answer the questions. The first one says, who is the character in the story? A little girl, B, a boy named Ping, or C, a mother. So you are going to circle one letter, either A, B, or C. I'll read it again. Who is the character in the story? A little girl, a boy named Ping, or C, a mother? All right, on to the next one. What does Ping like to do? A, draw pictures, B, play with his friends, or C, grow flowers? All right, I'm going to read it one more time for you. What does Ping like to do? A, draw pictures, B, play with his friends, or C, grow flowers? The next question says, what is the setting of the story? So think about the setting. We did a whole day about the setting. The setting is where the story takes place. So what is the setting of the story? A long time ago in China. B, a few years ago on a farm. Or C, right now in China. Remember, only circle one answer. I'll read it again. What is the setting of the story? A long time ago in China. B, a few years ago on a farm. Or C, right now in China. All right, pick the answer that you think. And now you're going to flip over to page 62. This one says, what happens last in the story? A, so the very last thing that happened in the story. A, the emperor gets angry with Ping. B, Ping gets very sad. Or C, Ping becomes the emperor. What happens last in the story? A, the emperor gets angry with Ping. B, Ping gets very sad. Or C, Ping becomes the emperor. And your last question for today is, what is the story's message? We just did this activity a little bit ago, so it should be fresh in your mind. What is the story's message? What lesson did Ping learn? I want you to write a complete sentence there. All right, guys, make sure you upload a picture of your check-in. So this page and this page, so that I can check your little quiz. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.